Hey everybody, welcome back. So here it is. It's the 100 subscriber special. Um, can't thank y'all enough for tuning in and continuing to tune in to the stuff that I'm putting to wax here. As long as you guys keep watching, I'll probably keep making it. I'm having a blast doing it. Um, this video is about my favorite poster, which is Goldust the Bizarre one. 6-star silver, baby. 5 hollow stars. Um, my favorite move set for him is I don't have one. This card's unusable. He doesn't do anything. I mean, check out the MP charges here. He doesn't have a reliable way of making black, so you can't charge as black. He doesn't make row breaks, so he can't turn the row breaks into bot. Like, that's an old card. It was never really all that good to begin with. All right, his training ability caps at 5 grand. Green moves deal damage, heal 45% more damage. Not bad. I can't remember the last time I used it, but it's not bad. I probably haven't run a match with Goldust in 4 years. But he's my favorite card for a couple of different reasons. I really like Goldust as a wrestler. I thought he was awesome. He was just so way out of left field, and man, I really appreciated that. And the other reason I liked it is this is goofy. I can't tell you how many pops I've gotten by sharing a picture of my 6-star silver Goldust with 5 hollow stars. He's only a 23,000 talent at level 310. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And I keep building Goldust simply because it's fun and it makes me laugh, and I get a kick out of it, and I get a kick out of people's reactions when I share it. Yeah, so I just keep doing it. So, since this is a subscriber special video, let's do it. I've been waiting on this one. Now he's a 6-star gold, 5 hollow star. Tech Goldust. Would almost guarantee the only one in the game. Right? What a goofy card. So, it's important to have fun. It's a game, guys. It's a game. We spend way too much time playing this game. We put too much equity into this game. We put too much thought into this game. We're constantly watching YouTube videos and Twitch streams, and we're talking to our faction mates, and many of us have downloaded and learned to use Discord and Line and WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger. There are Facebook groups. There's a Reddit, or there's a subreddit for this game. We spend a lot of time doing this. You have to remember to have fun. Otherwise, what are we really doing? You've got to find some ways to make yourself laugh and enjoy it. For me, it's this goofball PG era Tech Goldust, who's now 6-star gold. Good grief. So that's my video on my favorite card, and I figured we'd do a roster review as well. Okay, so here's my roster. It's not the largest roster in the world, and it's not the most impressive roster by any means. There are many like it, but this one is mine. I'm at 10.4. That's about it. I've only been playing since January of 2020, so there's a lot of cards that I've missed out on that you'll never get back. No Jerichos for me, no Stardusts for me, no Nevilles for me. I've got one Ambrose, stuff like that. I'll never get any of those back, and that's okay. It's not like they're used anyway, but because of that, and the fact that the first roster I was ever in was it was drama filled and weird. So it took me a long time to actually learn how to play this game and what this game was all about. And I caught the bug, and I have been kind of steadily learning and taking in as much information about the game as I possibly can ever since. To the point where I now feel comfortable behind a mic talking about this game, which is very weird to me in many ways, and a little bit of imposter syndrome whenever I post a video, but whatever. It's a little bit of man behind the curtain for y'all. But early on, I set a bunch of rules for myself, and I still follow those rules to this day. And they're very basic. I'm sure other people do the same thing, but it is, no matter what, have a strong card in every class, in every gender, and if you can, every era that you can. Scopely, if you're listening, which I know you're not, add more filters. This would be a lot easier for me if I could sort by class and era at the same time. And then, obviously, trainer and coaches, it'd be nice to have a filter for them too. I know you can do it. It's not that hard. Just some UI tweaks. Please do it. But yeah, I still follow those rules. And I follow them a little less strict now because you get more resources now. You'll always get more coins. You'll always get more TP. You will get more resources, so you can afford to burn a little bit more now than you could back in the day, I feel like, especially as a free-to-play player. But the same basic concepts hold up. So we'll start here with my men's strikers division. Braun Breaker is my everyday striker. I love him to death. I've got the toys for him. He's turn 1 in feuds most time. And he's an essential trainer. If you have him, you have to build him up for his trainer. Funk with his moment is the same way. DDP is fantastic. Bradshaw's up here because he's my best Bradshaw. That's another thing, is if there's a lot of cards for a particular wrestler that is relatively popular, like Bradshaw or Cena or Rock or something like that, pick the best one and build it. You're going to have to. So just do it. Mutant Seth Rollins is my best Seth Rollins. So, I just got the Acro one, so he's probably my best one now. But, so I built him and put him into a position where I can always bring him out and always use him because he's my best Seth Rollins. So that's why Bradshaw is as high as he is. I don't think I'll ever take him gold, but I've been flirting with it specifically for content reasons. Jury's still out on that. Rabbit is fantastic at move damage. I like having a move damage card. I like having a countdown gym card. I like having, power gym card if I can find it in that particular class. Stuff like that I'll also stay pretty cognizant of, because you never know when that's either going to be buffed like crazy for a specific event or nerfed. Something else is being nerfed like crazy where that can actually be useful. But those are like on a list of importance when you're building your roster. It's always like, hey, find a fast turn 1 feud guy. Find somebody low MP charge for showdowns, right? Find a strong one for every era. So right here, I've got Hall of Fame, I've got Attitude, I've got Modern, I've got Ruthless Aggression. And that's all I've got so far. I don't have a PG, I don't have Reality, and my Legends aren't built yet. But, I've got them up here. New Gen is also a little weird for me. I think Sunning Steve is New Gen, which works when I have to. I'll get there. I just got to find the right one. But, so find somebody who, in the class itself, whips and feud, then build out to your eras, right? Then build out your popular cards, popular CSS cards, right? Like your Bradshaws and your Batistas and your Bret Harts and stuff like that. And then from there, go into your more specialty cards like a Power Gem or a Countdown Gem or a Jug Gem or even a Sub Gem or a Sub Move, or Move Damage itself, right? So that's why I've got this kind of set up the way it is. Brett here is fantastic for Snowfall Stip Tours, which is why I have him worked up. You will probably go gold for Snowfall Stip Tours. He's great in other ways. You can build his Power Gym set up to be pretty decent, but he crushes in Snowfall. Step Tours doesn't matter what color it is. That's why he's there. And then through here, I've got a couple of projects, right? I think everybody knows by now that ETV Seth rules in Feud if you have every toy for him. I just recently got the last piece of every toys, but I've been building him, shoot, since Merrick's put out that video showing off how beast he was. You know, Angle is the same way. Once I get all of the Angle gears, I think I'm one away. I think, yeah, I want that gear. Once you get that gear, Angle turns into a really fun card. So it's important to continue to have projects of stuff that you think is fun. Again, fun should be a huge part of the game, but you also need to find stuff to be competitive, which is, you know, this little T right here for me, and maybe Batista in the future. And then, like I said, Step Tours for Snowfalls. And then down through here, you'll just see the stuff that I've either stalled out on. You know, Rocky was my... Rocky, Dexter, and Truth almost in a row were my best strikers for a while. All right. And then from here, you'll find stuff that I've been working on just because I have this stuff to work on it, right? Striker Austin got reworked, so I started working on building him up. Then I ran out of shards. Hall is the same way. KO, they just been flooding me with KO stuff. Training ability right here. And then Ali is forever my project card that I always forget is my project card. I don't have any of the toys for him, which is why I forget about it. I think I can still make him beast at 6-star. I just always forget to work on him. First card pulled from 100 pull. Only new card I got from that 100 pull was HBK Showstopper. I was mad. And then through here is just stuff that it has fallen by the wayside. Trainer used to be a good striker, no longer a good striker. Great for Step Tours still, so I might bring him up to 6-star bronze. You know, promoters, limited use type stuff. Everything here that's Starfield, I guarantee you, is a talent up event because none of these cards have any value. And it just kind of goes from there. And then here, these are relatively new cards in our roster, and I'm not building them up because I don't have any need for them. Modern Era Striker is covered. I don't need Cody Rhodes. Hall of Fame Striker is covered. I don't need Perfect. Up here too, I forgot to mention it. Ali and Andre are my two best Legends strikers. So one of these guys are going to go up by default to at least 6-star silver. Well, him is going to go to gold because he's a trainer that's amazing. So there you go. There's going to be my legend striker. Decision was made for me. It certainly is better than AFA. And again, just a project card. Powerhouse, again, the same way. These are recent gets. Braun Strowman was my best for a long time. So I used him a lot. Brought him up to 6-star gold. He was one of the first I brought up to 6-star gold, actually. Might have been my second one. Hall of Fame Triple H because he's the best Hall of Fame powerhouse I got. This is a fuse. I don't like Taker. Don't like Zombie Cody Rhodes. But brought him up because he was so necessary. And he was my best Cody. Still, just probably my best Cody. Which sucks to think about, but it's what it is. Not a fan of this card. But you got to do what you got to do in order to be competitive. This month event. Oh, no, I don't want to click on you. Legend Roman, I love this card. I pushed him to 6-star gold because I love it so much. Move damage, does 67 million move damage turn 1. Love it. And then everything else here is just either building for the sake of building, like McDonald's here, Zombie Ray, one of the hardest hitters in the game if you have all the toys, but clunky. Again, Meth Rollins is my best Meth. And then here is just like experiments, stuff that used to be great, stuff that's trainers, promoters, etc. Stuff that I brought up for talent ups. And you'll see, like Veer, I pulled 6-star gold. If I have levels into him, it's because I needed to put levels into a powerhouse or something. Trainer to work on there, trainer to work on here. I think trainer to work on here. Do I have Otis at his max training ability? Nope, not yet. I'll get there. And then it just gets worse from there. Oh, Bam Bam, look at him. He used to be awesome. Trickster was a little weird for a while for me. For the longest time, Thrasher was probably my best Trickster. Yeah, that's right, Thrasher. Because when the Moment of Bliss plate came out, he actually got good. But he had been buried. Man, he'd been buried so hard nobody really thought about it. But you run triple blue, you run it like Donatello. Honestly, is what you do. You run it like Donatello's triple purple, and you can actually do some damage. Put the heart stopper plate on him, and this plate, and some Furies. Never got a good belt for him. He could do some damage. But Trickster has turned into maybe my most complete on the men's side. I got Ruthless Aggression. I got Attitude Era. I got Modern and Truth here. I got Modern and Tama. I don't know why I brought him up other than move damage. I've got Reality in Bubba. I got New Gen in Donnie. Don't have a legendary. I got Hall of Fame in Beefcake. I just need to find a legendary and I'll be straight. Do they even have a good legendary Trickster? And then down here is stuff that, man, PG era Kali. I always forget that I have him until I need a PG era Trickster. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to build him. I've been forgetting to build him for about a year. About the same amount of time as Ali, honestly. Don't have a legendary though. I don't know really what I'm going to do about that. Huh. What am I going to do about that? This row through here is just, these two are videos. I'll never touch him again, other than he's great at blue botch step tours. I don't know what he's great at. Happy Corbin used to be broken. Probably my best NWO card. I'll be building him up specifically for, NWO stuff. Oh, you know what? I do have Hollywood Hogan. I wonder if he counts as NWO. Probably. I should know this, right? Nope. Yeah. He's cool with his new moment. He can go infinite. It's a lot of fun. Let's see here. And then, yeah, just stuff that I don't feel like building. I got Rude. I just never built him. Same thing with Snoop. Got him late in the game. Right here. This card right here is actually really important to me. If you've watched any of my videos, you've heard me talk about my buddy James. Sorry. And this was the first time I realized that you could set cards up to be run multiple ways. And it kind of blew my mind. I was like, wait. You mean that like one way is good and then another way is good? And he was very patient. It was like, oh yeah, if you got different trainers or different needs or stuff like that, you can build them in different ways. And I was like, oh wait, hold on. There's depth to this game. That was one of the first lessons in roster building I ever had before I even thought about lessons in roster building. Was Dead Man Taker. He was one of my best cards for a long time. I should probably build him up just for that, just because it's a little piece of, Slim Numbers history. Everything through here is just garbage, though. Everybody's got the same stuff at the same level. Nobody's really building up, tricks. Sheamus. Why Sheamus was a trickster is beyond me, but whatever. Acros I struggle with a little bit. I don't really have a good era breakdown for them. My best legend, I guess, is GB Cena, but his time has passed. Attitude, I'm great with D'Lo because I got Shoba solo. I never really liked him using without Shoba solo, but now that I've got it, this is a perfectly cromulent card. Everybody knows about Jacob Fatu. Logan's a trainer. I've never even fought a match with him. He's up there as a trainer. Acro DX, love him or hate him, and he's effective. Wes is decent, but Jacob is better. And then Sammy I brought up for step tours. Dragon here, he's up there just for his training ability. And then just a bunch of cards that used to be great for me that are no longer great. This is literally 5-star gold meta when I was running Acro Ray. Then I got, Nakamura, and was like, oh boy, I got firepower now. Poor Nakamura. He needs a good card in the game. Acro Dom used to be just absolutely killer as a card, but no longer. Acro Warrior ran with a long time. But yeah, there's even reworks down here that I haven't really built because I don't have a need for it. I guess he is Reality Era, so once that Reality Era comes up, I'll skyrocket him real quick. He's worth it. He's not the greatest thing in the world, but he's worth it. This is my ride or die for the first year of the game, basically. And then Macho, he'll be my Hall of Fame representative. And then my New Gen representative is taken care of by New Seth. So both of these guys will go up to gold just to take care of eras. Showboat, I still kind of struggle with a little bit. New Gen's covered, and Kofi is amazing. I run him triple yellow. So it's a 5 and 3 setup with countdown gem, but he does a lot of green gem damage. And I've got the turtle moment, so a big fan there. Check out the visual glitch. Showboat Solo I don't really like as a fighter, but he's modern era. Same thing with Waller. I don't have his gears, so he's Gable I brought up simply for one CSS task. I think I'm not a fan of Gable at all. HBK, I just kept hoping that he'd be better the higher I took him. He's the best Hall of Fame showboat I got. KO is my legendary. Love this card. This was game changing. This was my best showboat at the beginning of the year, and I knew it was going to be the best showboat at the beginning of the year that I had, so I rocketed him up. May still take him gold. Zombie simply because of training ability. He's good. Don't get me wrong. With the black plate, I've got a 5 and 3 setup with him that I think does extremely well. Apollo I got in the second Rocky event. He'll go gold just because it's Apollo. Apollo Creed, baby. Come on now. Goldberg I'll take up just because, Hall of Fame and better than HBK. Whoops. Again, this is where the sunk cost fallacy comes in. I'm never going to put another single resource into HBK. I brought him up. I did the thing. It is what it is. He doesn't do what I want him to do. Goldberg probably will. So thanks for your time at 6-star gold, but Goldberg will be my best going forward. So that's the one I'll work on. And if there is a 7-star bronze, Goldberg will be the one going up, and old HBK will stay exactly where he is. That's the sunk cost fallacy kind of thing. Same thing with like Lex here. Showboat was my weakest, Lashley as well. It was my weakest category for the longest time. The absolute weakest. I didn't have any of the good showboats. So I'm like, all right, well, I got to have something. So Z-Lash and Lex went up. I don't hate the moves that I made with them. I needed to at the time. I'll probably never put another resource into them. I use them when I got to. Thanks for their service. Now they're just going to sit on my roster. Yeah, that's about it, really. Godfather's great for farming. And then everything else here is just, stuff that I did work on for various reasons that I'll never work on again. I still don't know if I'm going to build up LA Knight or not. I just got him. Same thing with Samu here. I don't know if he's any good. He's new gen. I'm covered in new gen. Do I build him? Do I just leave him here? I don't know. I guess if a head shrink or CSS shows up, I'll build him. I don't know. That's pretty much all of my showboats. I don't have any other like hidden gems. This LA Knight is interesting to me though. I don't know. Technician's a little weird. I like Miz. I don't mind the Cascade risk, so I'm covered as far as modern era. Shredder is fantastic for new gen. I don't have the toys for Julius. I brought him up because I knew he was going to be good. Patterson's probably my best legendary. And I recognize how powerful he can be. Also recognize how long it takes to move. And then Z-Dom is my boy. I love this card. This is my most used card in the game. Probably still to this day. I wore Zombie Dom out. And then literally everything else after this is just me screwing around with stuff. That's all it is. Tech Kofi has a place, CSS requirement. I just didn't want to use Zombie Cody, so I built up Tech Cody. Everything else down here is just me screwing around, trying to find something else other than Zombie Dom. Full stop. There's no hidden gems through here. It all kind of is what it is. I was never sold on Riddle as a great card. A lot of people were. I never was. So yeah, just trash. Oh yeah, picked up the new Cena. He'll go up. Last single star on my roster. Old Ambrose here. Flip over to the women's. I'm actually extremely proud of the women's side of my roster. I feel in many ways it's actually even more complete than the men's side. I am stacked at striker. Killer. Full stop. I don't have a need to work on any other lady striker. I'm going to do Liv just because she covers New Gen. That's it. All killers. No filler. On that top row. Love it. That's a pretty easy one. Powerhouse. Everybody knows the struggles with women's powerhouses. Z Chelsea's the best one I got, which kind of sucks for me because I don't have any of the good toys for multiply gems. I don't have the Sherry. I don't have Seth and Ardo. I don't have Howdy. I only have half the zombies. So, sucks. It's very difficult for me to run Powerhouse Chelsea, but she's still the best thing I've got, so I had to build her. I wore Becky Lynch out too, though. She was my favorite card for a long time. Picked her up out of a bag during a weekend event when I was free to play. During her weekend event. It was amazing. Blew me away. I was like, oh my god, I got the good card. And I ran with her forever. Because in the 5-star meta, she's brutal. She was brutal. You just can't. Doesn't have enough gem damage to hang, unfortunately. And I tried. I brought her to 6-star bronze just to try it. Yeah, and the rest of these are just me. It's women's powerhouses. Women's Trickster, I'm also stacked. Liv and Cora. In the conversation of who's better, Liv or Cora, they're both great. Build them both. Who cares? But don't build them both. You don't need to. Just pick one of the ones you like. Liv, with all of the toys, is now technically better than Cora. There was an argument for Cora many, many months ago. It's now purely Liv. Tori was the best Hall of Fame lady in the game until they put out Molly. Drip Coda. I didn't have a drip, but it was before 6-star gold, so she could still hang. And then, yeah. Gets a little weak after that. These two make up for it. Both of them are just super strong. Acro, obviously we've got Rhea, Kairi Sane, Rules. Tiffy's one of the ones that kind of the sunk cost fallacy in reverse. I ain't got no shards for Acro defensive. None whatsoever because of Jacob and because of Indy. And I got Indy after Tiffy and Jacob, obviously. And she'll leapfrog Tiffy. There's no reason for me to build Tiffy if I've got Indy chilling. Once she goes gold, yeah, maybe Tiffy will go up. Honestly, Tiffy may stay 6-star silver. I'm not sure. I don't see a need to bring her up because Modern Era Acro's covered, Legend Era Acro's covered, Modern Era Acro right there. Maybe the best Acro in the game. Shoot. And she's the best lady Hall of Fame Acro in the game. Yeah. This was obviously a fuse. And then, just some stuff that I tried to build and just didn't work. Mello was my best Acro for a while. Oof. And then my showboats, I haven't worked on Liv at all. Pulled her at 6-star silver. I'm not sure if I have. I got 100 levels. I'm sure it's because of a TU event. I'm not sure if I'll ever build her in any meaningful way. She is move damage, but it's not enough move damage to really matter. And I've got just 3 killers and a half right here. And of those 3 killers and a half, 2 and a half of them are modern era. I'm not sure if Liv is really even going to make a cut. Women's Showboat was also a struggle for me, which is why you'll see like Molly Holly pulled her from a bag free Easter of her release weekend. And then Lita, I built Lita up trying to make her good. Naomi, same deal. Pushed her up, got her fused up to 6-star silver, and misclicked and filled up all of her levels. So I tried to make her good. Didn't work. Zelina Vega, couldn't make her work. She's just not strong enough. Bailey, this is the only card I've ever regretted taking up. I hate this card. I love Bailey to death, but Showboat Bailey is so trash. I can't believe that I brought her up. Only regret on my roster is that one right there. Should have stayed at bronze. And then Showboat Charlotte with the gears, and then Maxine. Both of them are fantastic. Oh yeah, and I managed to pull Asuka as well. So I got Cena and Asuka and Seth. I have never in my life had a month as good as this month as far as just grabbing random stuff like that. Super stoked. And then Tech, Molly, Charlotte, May, 3 different eras. Nikita's still pretty decent. Yeah, Becky, because she was a recent CSS. And then a couple of other just stuff, working through here. So that's my roster. I've taken way too long talking about this. And probably haven't really explained anything other than, hey, look at my roster, which I'm sure isn't all of that interesting. But hopefully you can kind of see like where I was coming from and why I built the cards I built. There are some of the cards here that I like, for instance, Zombie Bailey has not a lot of use for me right now. And she doesn't have a lot of use for me right now because I can't build her entourage. I don't have Mello. This is about the best I can do with the middle line bonus. Finisher starts, whatever, it doesn't matter. The finisher starts at 9. And it takes 10. So she's a turn 2 card for me. That's lame. And I've got cards like this. I probably should have pointed them out. It doesn't matter. I'll get Mello eventually. I don't know when. I'll either shard him or get lucky or Scopely will screw up and give him out for free or something along those lines. But Z Bailey, being one of the best feuders in the game, has very little value for me because I can't run her turn 1 where I can run Naomi turn 1. Right? So I use Naomi all the time and I don't use Bailey at all. Roxanne actually has more value to me because I can run her turn 1 and she's a baller trainer than Zombie Bailey. I recognize Zombie Bailey is probably the best feuder in the game if you can run her. And I probably should have spent more time talking about those style of cards on my roster because I do have them. Zombie Chelsea I can't run the best way in the world, but I will eventually. So I took her up and I'll struggle with her and scrape through with her and not use her to her best of her ability because I can't use her to the best of her ability. That's not going to stop me from building it. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can, just highlight a couple on the men's side real quick that I can't run to the best of their ability, but I'm just going to, Hogan or Ali, my feud forever project. I can't run him to the best of his ability. Hogan, I'm missing a full-on moment to make him as good as he could be. It doesn't matter. He's still probably my best powerhouse, so I built him up. Anything else through here? Until this week, I didn't have an ultimate strap for Ozzy. I was running a 5%, I think it was a 5% gem damage up legendary strap with his glasses. That was the only thing I had on him. So, yeah, obviously I didn't like Ozzy that much because I didn't have a strap for him that was worth anything. Took him to 6-star gold anyway. Knew that eventually I was going to get what I needed. The game And I guess this is going to be my last like piece of advice or tidbit here is the game always seems to give you what you need as long as you are patient enough. This was the case for me when it was free to play, and it's the case for me now that I've started spending a little bit of money on it. The game will always give you what you need eventually. So don't stress. Don't let FOMO take over. Don't do it. It's not good for you. That's how Scopely wins, is by letting FOMO take over. And it's okay to it's okay to make a decision. Like, quite frankly, the reason I have every card this month already is because I wanted Cena. I really like Cena. I really like the Vanilla Ice Cena. And I like move damage. And I like, there's just so much about Cena, the card, that I really liked. It's like, okay, I'm going to do something I don't typically do, but I'm going to get Cena. And that's fine. If that's the situation that you're in, do it. But don't let FOMO rule you while you're playing this game. You can let stuff go by. It's okay. You will get there eventually. Mimrock used to be an essential trainer. I knew I'd get him eventually. It took me 3 years. I ended up getting him for free. I came out of a bag or something. I just remember when I saw him, whenever I saw him, I was like, okay, cool. I got you. I know I'd get you. And I got him. I still use his coaching ability every once in a while now that I've got him, but I knew I was going to get him. And that's the way it is with the straps, with the new metals that are coming out. All of the plates. All of us will end up with a drip plate. It just might take 8 more years for us to get the drip plate. Don't freak out. You'll be all right. I guarantee you, as a guy who has managed to stay in a top 30 faction with one of the lowest rosters for most of the life cycle of that faction, and still be able to contribute and still be able to, be a valued member of that faction, you can do it. You just have to think about the moves that you're going to make and the ways you can make your roster stronger and more versatile. I promise you can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Thanks again. This is my 100 subscriber special. I can't believe I have 100 subscribers on YouTube. 114 to be exact. You guys are awesome. If you've learned anything today, if you've been entertained by anything today, or if you just like the sound of my voice, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Share to your faction mates. And I'll talk to you next time.